You can't miss it when you drive down Main Street in Hawthorne, Nevada. It's a museum dedicated to old bombs. The only attraction here that's bigger, these wild horses known as the Walker Herd. And there's actually a connection between the horses and the bombs, which brings me to the controversy.
Over my dead body will these horses be touched? They're not going anywhere.
Activists like Richard Kudo, who himself spent days living with the herd, are trying desperately to stop the Federal Bureau of Land Management, BLM, which is responsible for maintaining and caring for the nation's wild horses, from removing the Mustangs.
The concerns I would have in managing horses there is we have no control of that piece of property.
No control because the Mustangs have put themselves in a unique position. Years ago, wandering from their land and making their way here, which just happens to be U.S. Army property, an old bombing range. There are signs warning of possible unexploded munitions, but where's the fence? The reason the Bureau of Land Management wanted to remove the Walker Herd was because there's no fence here to keep the horses off the road here. And that, the Bureau says, is a hazard. At least 4 horses have been killed just this year crossing the road. People, Mineral County Commissioner Jerry Tipton worries, could be next.
If you hit a horse, because of the nature of the beast, they're much taller off the ground. You may get him through the windshield. And sooner or later, somebody's going to get killed on this highway.
Saving the Walker Herd has become the focal point of an escalating battle between wild horse activists and the BLM.
The BLM, the Department of the Interior, want the Walker Lake herd gone. Out of sight, out of mind, no more issues, no more problems, get them off the property, period.
But the BLM has agreed to hold off on its Walker Herd roundup while advocates and the Army try to work out a deal to put up a fence and manage the herd. The roundups, most times using helicopters to chase down the horses, and then the care and feeding of the animals, sometimes for the remainder of their lives, are not cheap. They cost taxpayers $60 million a year.
Sooner or later, the American public is going to take a look at that and say it costs us $6 a horse a day out of our tax money to keep them in long and short-term holding. That doesn't even count what it takes on the open range.
To some, wild Mustangs are just hooved grazers, a nuisance to the land. Others see them as emblematic of the American spirit, a national treasure to be cherished, not corralled. John Zarella, CNN, Hawthorne, Nevada.